Hi everybody, welcome to a special edition of the Blood Red podcast. I'm your host for this one, Theo Squires, Liverpool FC writer for the Liverpool Echo. And seeing as it's the October international break and we're all starved of the real club football, I've used the opportunity to catch up with a number of former Liverpool players over the last few weeks. You might have seen some of the interviews on the website already with Sammy Lee, Neil Ruddock, Neil Mellor and Steve McMahon. Well, I've got another one for you here, and I've caught up this week with Jermaine Pennant, Liverpool winger from the mid-noughties under Rafa Benitez. Obviously played a starring role in the side that got to the Champions League final in 2007. Well, this is a two-part interview with Jermaine. First half is all about everything now for Liverpool, from Mohamed Salah's future, who Jermaine would like to see replace Salah one day when that time comes, when he thinks he'll go to Saudi Arabia, if he thinks he'll go to Saudi Arabia. He also talks Darwin Nunez and how he's that big, powerful striker who Jermaine would have loved to have played alongside during his own playing days. He also touches on Trent Alexander-Arnold and his overall position at Liverpool. Is he a right back? Should he be a midfielder? Where does Jermaine want to see him play? And finally, he talks about Liverpool's midfield revamp, that long-awaited summer overhaul that we saw where Endo, Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai came in. Unsurprisingly, having played with Steven Gerrard, there are a few comparisons between those two. Now, we do have a second part coming out that should hit the airwaves next week, I believe. And in that, Jermaine talks about his own Liverpool career from the 2007 Champions League final to his version of events of what really went down in Portugal, where Craig Bellamy and John Arnorisa infamously clashed. There was another lesser story from that ended up with a couple of players in trouble with the police, and Jermaine dishes all the dirt on that one, so keep an eye out for that one next week. But yeah, first half, all things current Liverpool. Sit back and enjoy. So firstly, just want to go on Mo Salah. He's had a great start to the season, 2 years left on his contract, but Saudi Arabia probably are going to come calling again. What's your opinion on his future? What would you do if you're in his shoes?
It's difficult. I think Saudi Arabia is always going to be there. They're not going to go away no matter how long he stays at Liverpool. So it's all up to himself and what he wants to do. Does he want to still playing competitive football? Does he still want to play in Champions League? Does he still want to win the Premier League and Champions League trophies? If that's the case, if that's your ambition, then obviously he's going to always choose Liverpool. But the latter stages of his career, he's 31 now, so maybe in 3 years' time, maybe he might start thinking about Saudi Arabia. But if he wants to be ambitious, I don't think he will be leaving anytime soon.
And then when that time does come, whenever it might be, if it's next summer, the summer after, who would you like to see Liverpool sign to replace him?
Oh, where can you go? There's not many people you can replace, or well, if any, replace Mo Salah really. Um, but there's talk of Leroy Sané at Bayern Munich. He's really a good player. It was great at Man City. And when he left Man City, that was a big eyebrow raiser. He's gone to Bayern Munich and he's doing the same there. He cuts in off the left like Mo. He's pacey. He score goals. So that wouldn't be a bad shout. Leroy Sané. And I'm sure you'll get him for half the price of what he would sell for Saudi Arabia. So a little bit more money in the bank as well.
Obviously, you are a traditional winger. You love to get to the line, get your crosses in. So I wanted your thoughts on Darwin Nunez. He must have been the sort of striker you'd have loved to play alongside.
Yeah, 100%. Big striker. Very dominant in the air. I'm sure he'd have liked me playing alongside him. But yeah, obviously when you got someone like that getting past the player and whipping a ball in, and he's going to be there or he's going to fight to get there is always a pleasure. I had the pleasure playing with Crouchy, which all I have to do is just put one in the box, and I know he gets there. Hence why I got so many assists with him. But yeah, I'd love to play in that team in this formation and with the players we've got.
Now, moving a bit more defensively, looking at Trent, there's always going to be this debate about what's his best position. Is he a right back? Should he go into midfield? It's always heightened when he goes away with England and they play him in either position. But he's someone like yourself who had a great cross on him. What do you see as his best position?
I think it's a tough one because you won't mind playing in both. I think it's just a great attribute to have. Um, like I said, he can play in midfield. If he plays in midfield, he's on the ball a bit more. He's got more range of how he can assist. He's not just restricted to putting a cross in from the right. He can play through balls from the middle. He's more involved in that. So it's really is a tough question to really answer. I think he can play in both. I think he's strong in both. And I would say it depends on the team who you play against, where best to play him, really. I think that's the best way to go about with Trent. If you're playing against a team that's you're going to dominate and you're going to have a lot of the ball, throw him in midfield. Um, because like I said, it just gives more options for the strikers to have players throwing in the assists.
And now Liverpool's overall midfield revamp. Obviously, it was a very busy summer. What do you think about the business they've done getting in Szoboszlai, McAllister, Endo, and Gravenberch?
Fantastic. I think it's really night and day from what there was, last season. We had no legs last season, no creativity last season. And now we've just done the opposite. Szoboszlai came in, he's got the number 8 jersey, big boots to fill with the number of the Steven Gerrard, but is quickly becoming a fan's favourite with his energy, with his passing range, the goals he scores. I mean, he runs around non-stop. Fantastic addition to that midfield. And then you've got McAllister, who's just absolutely quality on the ball, dictates play. And Gravenberch, when he's came on, he looks a brilliant addition as well. Very technically gifted, and again, quick on the ball, eye for goal. So yeah, fantastic. And obviously, we know about Endo in the German league, how he can break down counter attacks. He's just got to find his feet. It's still early days for him yet, and find the pace of the Premier League. But no doubt, when he plays in that number 6, he will come good at some stage.